but that's not what tickets were written, that's what tickets were collected.
Correct. Yep. Welcome everyone to the Union City regular meeting of Town Board, April 8th, 2024 at 6 p.m. Mr. Dawson, pray for us.
We stand. There it is. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for all the blessings you bestow. Thank you for this town. Guide and direct us and do work for this town and look over us and hopefully make the right decisions. In your heavenly name I pray, amen.
Keith. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Bob McGregor.
Present.
Brian Dawson.
Here.
Keith Dennis.
Here.
Dale Quigley.
Here.
Chad Fisher.
Here.
Call to order time, 6:05.
Alright, consent agenda items, all matters listed under consent are considered by the Town of Union City Board of Trustees to be routine and will be enacted by one motion. Any Board of Trustees member may, however, remove an item from the consent agenda by request. Do I have anything for A, B, C, D, E, and F?
I do. There was a discrepancy on 8B on the Hiawassee 80 development. And, I voted no on that and changed it today. But, all it says is that we're moving it to send it to the planning commission, correct?
That's all we're doing, yeah.
Nothing about gravel roads or nothing like that?
No. It's strictly go on the planning commission and subdivision committee for them to, like, whenever the development group brings back all the plans and all of that, they'll look at all that, and then they would approve that, and then it would come back to us for final approval.
Good.
That's my
And
understanding.
that's what I thought.
Is anything, is that right, correct? That's how I understand everything at this point, yeah.
The subdivision committee recommended moving them forward, allow them to move forward with the project.
So it's still gotta go through the planning
It'll
commission and ask all that
come,
stuff
Yeah,
It
first.
comes,
yeah. All we were doing was approving for it to move forward and go to planning commission. That's
Right.
that's all we that voted yes was approving to do.
Right. You need to sign that too, Keith.
Keith.
Oh, Keith. I thought you said please.
No.
My hearing's not very good. Alright.
Yeah, because it's just stated to move to Union City Planning Commission. That's all it was stating.
Alright, do I have a motion on file?
I move that we approve section 5, A through F.
I have a motion, I have a second? Motion second, all those in favor? Aye. Aye. Alright, motion approved. Alright, correspondence, A and B. The following correspondence is provided to the Board of Trustees for their review and information. Regular monthly bills presented by Union City Treasurer Michelle Burns. Dispatch is empty.
0.
Fire Department, $7,703.79. General Fund, $35,114.12. Municipal Authority is $31,691.75. Municipal Deposit Funds are $82.10. Police Department is $12,033.68. Street and Alley Fund is $50.66, and traffic bond refund is $8,064.59. No correspondence from citizens. I have,
I got one piece of correspondence.
okay.
So May the 3rd is a special day, it's Teresa's 20-year anniversary of her employment here, so I wanted to present her with a letter of appreciation and an award. Teresa, you come up here.
You got a seat.
Not quit.
Letter says, this letter is to express our sincere and deepest appreciation for Ms. Teresa Woolard. For her 20 years of service to the town of Union City, Teresa has been a vital asset to the town, serving multiple roles, to include deputy clerk, code enforcement officer, fire and police secretary, and any and all other duties as assigned. We appreciate Teresa's dedication to the town and ensuring the day-to-day operations are efficiently managed. Thank you for everything you have done.
It's not my fault yet.
I'll be here.
Thank you, guys.
But I quit for you, you have to give that back.
Thank you.
Is it a Rolex?
Let's say something.
Man, with this number of cupcakes, we almost get a half a tray apiece.
What's the problem with that?
Lord. So I need to make a motion.
I need a motion.
I'll make a motion for 6 correspondence, A and B.
I have one quick question. So, like on dispatch, for instance, like, none of payroll is included in this at all?
No, payroll's a different.
It's
This is like normal monthly expenses.
yeah, just regular expenses, so none of that's included. Okay. I'll second it.
Oh, Tom's prep.
See, I gave up my situation, so I'm counting down.
Last year I gave up cussing, and it lasted 2 days.
That didn't work.
I gave up cutting one time, I did a quarter jars. We went to Vegas.
I didn't know. Trying to listen to my meeting.
All right, while you're handing out, I'm gonna run through financial reports.
Hang on.
Oh, wait a minute, I have a motion. Do I have a
Who seconded
second?
it? I seconded
Motion
it.
second, all those in favor?
Is she keeping the minutes? Who's keeping the minutes?
What were we, what's all this?
Agenda item number 6,
I don't know.
Ryan motioned, I seconded, all in favor was all ayes.
Yeah.
Number 7, financial reports. The regular monthly financial reports for all funds are provided to the board of trustees for review and information by Union City Treasurer Michelle Bowles. At the close of business, March 31st, 2024, bank balances are as follows. Fourth Best is at $8,343.20. Asset forfeiture is $22,638.50. Capital improvement at Bank First, $325,000. Capital improvement at First National, $313,927.20. General funds at $113,556.49. REAP grant is empty. Street and alley is at $12,077.04. Traffic bond and refund, $10,035. Municipal authorities at $605,783.79. Municipal deposit funds, $52,469.78. Dispatch is $47,877.53. Fire department is $630,534.73. Police department's $315,522.69. ACOG record of sales tax return to entity, January is $93,929.22. February is $109,446.29, and March is $82,773.25. Year-to-date total of $991,658.29.
The money from the county that we're currently not receiving because of, us not having the, audit stuff's all completed. Do we know what that amount is, or how much they're holding?
I have no idea how much they're holding.
And did we ever figure out there's not gonna be an opportunity to where, like, eventually we'll get that money no matter what?
Eventually, once the auditors get it passed, we get it as they get them turned in.
Year by year.
Yeah.
Year by year, yes, sir, that's what I mean.
But we don't know what that amount is that they're,
I don't,
that they're
no.
holding. Is there someone at the county we could contact and find out?
I don't know, that's new territory for me.
Yeah, okay.
Drawing interest on
What
it.
does it usually make the fast, do you remember?
Gosh, yeah, I don't know, it depends on, probably gonna be more than it used to
Although
be.
interest is better.
You have to like figure out somebody to ask.
I was just curious if we could get an idea of how much money is being held up
They're
there.
gonna, since you've been here, it's not perfect.
They ought to be able to tell you that, I think.
I would think so too, yeah.
I can try to find out.
Number 8, Department of Union City Code Enforcement.
I've already started making lots of friends. Springtime, a little bit of rain, the grass. So, started working with some people, trying to get some yards cleaned up so they can mow the grass and weeds. It's gonna be a busy summer.
Mr. Dawson, I've had 3 complaints from people saying how pretty those purple flowers were when they got mowed down. Over across the
I'm
street.
very thankful he mowed them, cause I really hated to send him a letter.
Yeah.
He was almost there.
But I've had 3 people say, man, they were so pretty.
So they can,
I don't know.
somebody knew you were about to get in trouble.
I've passed the information along.
All right, 8A, interlocal agreement. Consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of an interlocal agreement from the town of Union City, Canadian County District 2, and Rancho Estate homeowners.
I have, again, actually, I've communicated with the county commissioner, he sent me an email, saying that he was confused about what we had talked about before, when I thought he told me that this thing was gonna happen. And then, in the meantime, I've gone back and read the statute, and I don't know how in the world, unless, Union City just wants to finance some road construction, there's a way to do it.
Right.
Did you find anything about them being able to add it to their property taxes, so to speak? I haven't seen anything.
I've
I tried
read that
to do a
statute.
little research myself, see if I've
Yeah.
seen it done anywhere.
Yeah, I can't find anything that, I mean, they could have an internal assessment within their homeowners and come up with money to do it, but
That's what I initially had heard
Yeah.
from one of the homeowners that lives out there, that
that's
they were
what I
gonna
think
do it
they've
to
gotta do.
the
I think
property
there's some
taxes.
confusion even amongst them
But
about what.
there's no way for the county to pay for it. That statute that allows you to add that to the property tax doesn't apply in this situation because it's not rural, it's within the city limits. As I said, unless Union City wants somehow to decide that they wanna fund building roads for those folks, they're gonna have to do it themselves. That's the problem, I mean.
They're private roads.
I think the thing that got it started was that it was being claimed as a road for a minute,
Yeah,
and then they caught it,
yeah.
and didn't know.
The
it was
county was
being-
taking care of it.
Well, no, it was being claimed as road miles or whatever, and then they caught it,
And they stopped, yeah, yeah.
somebody just happened to look it up or something. Just
And realize
see what
where
they
it was.
wanted, yeah.
Yeah, they realized where it was, it's within the city,
Yeah.
within the town limits.
It's kind of like stuff in our place gonna do.
Yeah, and remember when we did that, however many years ago, that other subdivision, there was confusion about the way the plat, or the drawing had been made and approved. In this one, I don't think there's any confusion about how these roads are private roads. So,
No action. No action, all right. 8B, Property located at 2915 State Highway 152. Have we looked into signage, realtors, any of that stuff?
You guys actually didn't vote to accept, on a specific realtor.
Oh, we didn't?
That's what we're needing, to be able to move forward. You told us to look into it, but you didn't vote.
And when you looked into it, what'd you find?
Well, there are multiple, there's Ken Carpenter, there's, Cameron Gatz, Gatz Homestead Realty, who's been super to the county union.
Right.
She's my recommendation, I don't know if anybody else.
Yeah, she does a lot for us.
Yeah, it helps us
She
with the
tells us
tax
a
and
lot.
closings and things.
Yeah. She'll take it and go with it.
She was the highest appraiser too, from the real estate side. She was considering it commercial, for sure.
Any, recommendations from any of you guys?
I'll have a dog in the fight.
Just want it sold.
I just want it listed so that we can start, just mainly so that people know that.
Well, my pick's either Cameron or Ken.
That was my thing too.
Yeah.
She's helped us before. and-
Cameron has done closings for the town. On the two properties up north. And the one down Third, or whatever that is.
Ken didn't get to do the auction for all of that, and hindsight, for me, I wish Ken would've been the guy that would've handled the auction.
I think it would've been handled much more
Yeah.
appropriately.
I was a little naive at that time, but
Hindsight.
again, anybody that wants to make a recommendation, huh?
Buy it all back, resell it.
Yeah, no, you keep it. So, anybody can make a motion for anyone else support it, whatever you guys think are best, y'all know those relationships better than I do.
I'll make a motion for Cameron Gatz.
Okay,
I'll second it.
motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Do we need to specify in the motion what we want her to do?
Cameron Gatz, listed, said property.
Tom, do we need to add anything to the motion as to what we want her to do other than list the property?
I think that's what we
Okay,
wanted.
cause we're not listing it with a price tag, we're listing it for sell,
Yeah.
okay,
All of it, correct?
yes.
But,
They have to, I mean, the way I see it is, it's for sale, yes, but we want people to bring us, development and or business, projects that they would like to, that they can picture and or see on that property.
but, I'm just asking, how would you do that? In other words, I'm thinking out loud. If she puts a sign out front, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do it. I mean,
Yeah, well, business developers know, they're, I can just take you back, like, for instance, where Lowe's and all those, the locale and all that stuff is there in Mustang. The owner of that property, he owned all of that, he sold off, he presented it to sell, but it wasn't a price tag. It was, this land's for sale, contact realtor. And so, when the realtor then when the potential business was contacted, he sold that off in pieces. Now, Lowe's ended up buying the bulk of it and keeping the frontage, and they built the Lowe's in the back, which is what Walmart and a lot of places do, because they know they can build their facilities, and just they're so big, by building their facilities, it allows other companies, like all the smaller businesses, like the On-Q and all that stuff up front, to come in later, So, sometimes you'll have developers that'll come in, and they might wanna buy half, like, let's say half of that property, well, they may actually want to build their strip mall on the back half and leave the frontage available for other businesses, so, there's so many ways to skin that, but at the end of the day, we want business-minded people to come in here and present us with ideas
I know what
of
you
what they,
want.
It's a lot different than whenever you do residential. When you do
Yeah.
residential, you
I
put
know,
that
I don't know.
Do we need to zone it commercial first?
we can, I don't see it necessary until, because, what if someone comes along and does wanna do the whole thing in housing, and it's, it's an opportunity that's too good for us to turn down as a community, like, if they're, again, I think we leave it open, anybody else can, I think we just leave it open and let people bring us their ideas, and then, we can zone it
As
after
it
that.
says, zoning exempt,
Yeah.
because it belongs to the
Yeah.
town.
Right.
You can assign that zoning
Yeah,
at whatever time you come.
yeah.
Once you
And
sell
then
Once
this
you-
board, or let's say it's a, you know,
Zoning,
at the time, I mean, if this board wants to move forward with trying to zone a specific amount of it commercial, I mean, we can do that, but then, it limits some other possibilities potentially, but if you feel like, you know, like if you're not gonna serve another term and you want to know for sure that that's gonna be commercial, you know, or like I don't serve another term and I wanted to push that it be zoned commercial. Because but we leave it open, the next board can decide to sell it to anybody, you know, and so there is that risk as well, but, I'm just trying to paint like different.
comprehensive plan will outline a lot of that.
Yes.
Once
Yeah.
we get that finished and the first.
Is it still y'all's wish or whatever for the back part to be residential in the front?
I
Very
mean,
back?
it's what I see, I don't know that it has to be that, I mean, I think, you know, it's what makes the most sense. I mean, just, cause I can't picture people wanting to build businesses back there, but at the same time, you know, business districts sometimes, you know, but then you get in that scenario, if you let someone build, let's say 4 to 6, let's say you run a road off of, you know, 152 and you run into there and you set up a bunch, I mean, are they gonna be running stalls and you want all that right next to a residential area? I mean, it's just, you know, then we just have to think about that. We're gonna have enough complaints from that row of houses that faces the west, cause they've already came to me, a couple of them, you know, they don't want anything built there because they've been able to watch that, you know, that sunrise for a lot of years, and they're upset about that already, but,
I've
you know.
heard that a few times already.
Yeah,
You make the grass grow when you can't see the sun?
yeah. So,
That's what I'm talking about.
but one of my neighbors come to me already, because the school's looking at building and developing over there, you know, with the bond issue, and they were upset because they're not gonna be able to see their sunsets the way they came to complain. I had to listen to that argument the other day, it was like, I was like, well, it's all school land, and I can just tell you right now, just picture everything you see that way being developed at some point amongst time. Charlie Drees might sit on that till the day he passes away, and it may never be built, you know, maybe 20 more years, you know? But then again, I could have 10 neighbors tomorrow if he decided to sell it, I just, you know, but.
Can it be zoned for commercial and residential?
They could, yeah, I mean,
We have split zoning.
yeah, I mean,
You
I
almost
just,
don't have to have a zone before somebody buys it. You
Somebody
can't-
may not want
You can't
to
buy
take
it.
that.
Yeah.
You may sell
Yeah, that's
more than
the
one
deal.
buyer.
R1 or R2
R1A
or
or
R3.
RE. That means they must build homes on site.
Buy it,
RE would be on
do all the trouble, and can't build a duplex.
Alright. So we got through that one. 8C, property purchase, consideration approval, denial amendment, revision, acceptance, suggestion, Russell's interest purchasing Union City Town property at 2915 State Highway 152. Has he ever actually put
I
in a
reached
bid?
out to him because he was supposed to have me a set of plans, a proposal on Friday. I didn't hear back, so I reached out to him again today. He apologized, he'd been focused on getting this icing and these fuel pumps going, of which neither one are done.
the plans, right, he brings the plans for all that?
Plans.
I seen he poured a concrete pad there on there.
That is for the icing machine
Okay,
that he's putting up there. But that, he said his focus has been on trying to get that up and running, but he had somebody working on it, but no, he wouldn't have anything to present tonight.
Okay.
But yes, he's still very
No
interested.
action.
Bob, on 8B, we didn't vote.
that's,
Need a motion or something?
There you
We
go.
had Ryan as the motion, Keith is the second, but
Oh.
we didn't vote.
okay,
Yeah, that's when you asked if there had to be.
I'm sorry, okay, so,
See, you
aye,
interrupted.
I'm sorry.
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved.
Thank you.
8C, action. Number 9, Department of UC Police.
Everyone has a report, just a few things of note. Received another almost 15,000 from the DPA at asset forfeiture. I've got 47,000 pending asset forfeiture to the state, and I filed for almost 19,000 in unclaimed property. So,
Can we claim it?
yeah, that's the whole purpose, is
Or anybody claim
the
it?
DA didn't file, so the owners can claim it, and if they don't claim it, then the judge will order it to go to the general fund.
back to what I was asking when we first started, so I took that and divided that by 8, comes to like roughly just under 13,000.
I don't think that number, there's probably some that weren't tagged correctly, cause we've been averaging, what, like 27,000 a month?
That felt right to me, it felt like something's wrong.
There's probably a QuickBooks thing, there's some of the deposits aren't tagged correctly.
I'm talking about the ticket income, it only shows to be 103,000 for the current fiscal year.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's gonna be a QuickBooks thing.
okay, so who goes back and looks at
I don't have
that?
control over that, that comes over to general.
You still have to tag it.
Yes,
You have to
yes,
tag it, right?
still have to tag it when it comes to, he's correct, probably gonna be a QuickBooks thing, cause that's where I got my numbers from.
So,
What's your question now?
well, I could just, and again, it's just,
More citations in traffic
The
online.
traffic.
Not all the traffic.
Just because they write it, we doesn't always come in there.
no, and I understand, that's why I was asking, I was trying to see if,
Cause I do the traffic on a refund, I'll think those things are correct.
Well,
On
well,
my
general
side,
fund side,
on my side.
it's not tagged correctly.
They're not tagged on my side.
Glad to get it.
Correct, so if you're not talking about the traffic on a refund again.
No, not the account
Okay.
itself.
Somebody trying to see.
How much comes to
Into general.
general, and once it gets there, it gets tagged.
I feel like there's a lot of money missing out of this number, that's why I was,
Yeah, there is.
Tag to get it.
It's probably tagged somewhere else in there, cause on QuickBooks, a lot of things, if you don't catch it, when there's a transfer or there's a deposit, QuickBooks thinks that it was similar to a previous deposit, and so it tags it automatically, and if you don't catch it, you have to go back and.
And some of that
re-tag
gets
it.
tagged as citation, and then some of it gets tagged as GSTBR, traffic bond refund. So what I have to do is go back in and fix.
hold on, because the line I'm looking at says GFTBR
Right,
deposit, what was the other one?
Citation.
What is
That's
that
different.
on?
It's not on there because I didn't wanna carry it over, that word is going away. In other words, there's some that I still need to go in and tag probably, that
Okay.
say citation, I need to
Okay.
change them to CBR.
Okay.
So I don't
This-
wanna continue with.
Yeah, I'm just trying to look at that as what our income is for the year, and it's just not accurate then.
Okay, sorry, I thought you were talking about traffic.
No, Danny can tell you, the monthly transfer has usually been like 27,000, last month was like 32,000.
Yeah.
So it's in that range.
Yeah, and that's the numbers I have been seeing, that's why I'm
Is
like.
this budget stuff?
Yes,
I guess it could be, yeah. It's police stuff.
yes it is.
Okay. I don't know where you're getting at.
Well, I was trying to figure out what page you were on.
Go ahead.
Alright. Any questions on PD? No? No. Alright. 9A, interlocal agreement, consideration possible approval, denial, amendment, or revision, acceptance of an interlocal agreement between Canadian County Jail and Unity City Police Department.
Just our annual renewal with the jail.
How much are they going up on us?
I think last year was 35, this year's 45, but we've only used the jail like 3 times this year, so we're doing it all right. I think we can afford it.
3 times?
Yeah. Municipal stuff, there's no reason to put it in jail and get extra charges that we can't pay anyway, so we side them and release them.
I make a motion that we accept the interlocal agreement with Canadian County Sheriff's Office Jail.
I'll second it.
Motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Motion approved. Number 10, Department of Union City Fire.
Everything's going normal. Nothing particular.
Alright. Number 11, Department of Union City Emergency Management.
Same.
Number 12, Department of Union City Super, Water Sewer.
Same, everything's going fine there. The number 12A is one thing I was gonna talk about, I got.
Number 12A, water line extensions.
That was just, for that property that's sold on 152, to the east from the intersection, you know, from, I've got, good Lord, Scott, the engineer coming up, he's gonna look, just give his recommendation. While they're doing the highway, I was thinking, it'd be a time, because we don't have a water line out there. Technically, we have a 1-inch line going out there, but that's gonna be going away, so we have a meter. You know where the house is, on the north side?
I know what we're talking about.
Do what?
Describe to me better what we're talking about.
Right out here in 152 going
Okay,
east,
okay.
that's, our water district goes, what's it is, it's about less than half a mile.
On which side of the road?
Well,
On both?
but, we had a 1-inch line on the south side of the road, running to a meter, you know where the house is on the north side, going out of town?
Mm-hmm.
On the south side of the road, we had a water meter there at one point, it's not anymore, it's not hooked up, but, so technically that's our water district, so all those lots that sold,
So past Griggs.
yeah, on the south, well, it could be both sides,
Yeah.
technically I'm talking about the south side right now. All those 5-acre lots that sold, if someone wants to build a house or something, we're gonna have to get a water line to it, that's what I'm
So we ran a 1-inch line?
No, years ago, that's what was there, is what I'm saying, it's not abandoned, it's not,
So what feeds Griggs' house? Is that,
that's a whole weird deal. So, that's part of what I wanna do, is, so right now, Griggs' house comes through the park, right by like outfield, third base, straight east, goes under the fence. There's 2 water meters right there, one used to go down, what's his name's house? Pedersen, and the other one goes on to Griggs' house.
so it runs through the Pedersen property?
Yeah, runs right through the middle of the park, right through the middle of Pedersen, and I'm assuming probably a little, I don't know how big a line, it ain't very big, 1 inch or something. The point is, when we start developing that land or whatever happens to it, I mean, that's gotta go away. So, that's why I'm trying to think ahead, right?
Yeah.
So if we extend, and I was hoping to get with, not necessarily Ryan's people, the people doing their line, see if they can get us a good deal on extending our line from the, basically the storages, further east to where our district stops. That way we prepared for whoever bought that land on the south side, if they wanna build, I don't know what they're gonna do with it, there's what? 4?
What size line do we have going to the storage facilities there?
Right now, it's a 4-inch. We really need to run a 6-inch past, that way in the future, well, maybe 8, that's why I got the engineer.
Where's the closest 6 or 8 inch line that we
8
can tie
inch
into?
on 152 and 81 on the
6 inch
north
will
side.
be at the half mile.
So, do what?
We're putting 6 inch back into the half mile.
Yeah, that'd be y'all's district.
Yeah.
We don't have a district anymore.
According to DEQ, you do, according to DEQ, we all still have districts, I don't know.
The lawyer said that we have
Either way,
exclusive access to deliver potable water to anyone in the county.
so I think if that's the case, we run a line to those 2 houses when we build them or something, they'll run better. If they wanna fight with us, we'll fight with them.
Where's that, Tom?
Yeah. We're $500 a meter, they're 10,000, which one you gonna go with?
Yeah.
Start a little range war right here.
But anybody that I've talked to has no idea what we're talking about. So, the point is, that's our water district, we gotta run water to it.
Yeah.
Somebody does.
Get us quote, that should, I mean, that's crazy to me, how that's set up.
Yeah,
There should be a main line running all the way as far as.
well, there's never been nothing there.
Yeah.
That's the point, you know, it's always just been that Pedersen place, but, and I ain't saying we're gonna do it yet, I was just giving kind of for information when you start thinking about that. And then if that property on beside Griggs, on the east side, if that's sold, well, we're gonna need to get water there eventually, you know, or whoever. So, what,
So, I mean.
hold on a minute, I'm gonna ask you this. So what do you think? You think Dayton County just come do everything and we don't worry about it? I mean, I'm just being serious, what are you saying?
We don't have a district, so if I wanted Canadian County water, I could put it in my house.
In your house?
Yep.
But why would a person want it for $8,000-9,000 when you get it for $500 bucks?
That's true, but I'm just saying,
Right.
that's how it's set up that way. Like, if you couldn't provide me with 2 inch water
Whatever you
line,
needed, yeah.
and I want a 2 inch water line out there, I could go through them and I could get it to my house.
So you're saying if that water district can't provide water, then Canadian County?
Like if they, yeah, something like that. But don't quote me on that,
Because
No, I'm not asking, I'm being
in
serious.
the past,
but I
water
do know that there's not a district.
we had
You don't have to go
agree.
by district guidelines because of something that
And
just
who-
had happened. I do know that just by sitting in the meetings, but
So the weeds still, or what?
When I talked to the Water Resources Board and asked them that, they told me they were still in district.
That's what we're confused about.
So when east of Griggs is obviously McComas's Farms, then you got that small house that's Rick and Sandra Road.
That's where, technically, I guess, whatever you call it, that's where they start. that's supposed to be
So you guys are supplying, like,
that house, we don't supply the house.
but y'all are supplying the businesses there, like the collision,
Flares.
and the,
According to the map, that's their district. No.
yeah, and y'all are the ones supplying water to all of that? Okay.
Yeah, I
So,
can see the
but who
map.
supplies water to the roads?
Is that house? Is that?
Yeah, that's that house right
They
there.
do.
Y'all, so that's
That's
where
what I'm
y'all
saying,
stop.
that fence line right there, according to the map, that's where we stop, technically.
Yeah, the fence line on the south side.
Right.
Okay.
Well, north too,
Yeah, those.
to that house. So, I'm just trying to think ahead, while we put
Basically,
the highway in,
where the Carroll property ended.
if
Yeah.
we're the one doing water,
Yeah.
you know, cause there, what was there, five acre tracts, I think? So, 4 or 5, I don't remember. Either way.
And then a 10-acre tract.
Yeah, okay, so 5, so if they wanted to build a house there or whatever, that needed water, we don't have water line there now.
What's going south?
Huh?
What's going south?
Down 81, what kind of line? A 4-inch runs all the way to almost 89.
So the fire hydrants run off a 4-inch line?
Yeah, that's all you do them. All, this whole town's 4-inch. And when I say, you know, I'm talking about here inside,
Yeah.
um,
Now, wasn't the engineer telling us we needed 8?
well, depends on the situation, you know, that's why he's gonna come look. Cause it sounds silly, cause right now, whatever we put in, we'll be feeding it with a 4, but that's just later the upgrade, backtrack to the 8, you know, or something, which he agrees with. I was just thinking, it'd be easier to do it now, as they're doing the road, as they're doing the other water lines, especially if we could just hire them.
Yeah.
Cheaper, way cheaper, than having to come back and do it later. And then at some point, we're gonna have to cross under the road somehow, but that's more of an engineer thing than a me. I got an idea.
But now's the time to get that
Well,
done.
see, well, the highway's out, whatever.
Yeah.
Instead of having to bore the highway, I don't know what all the situation is, but we had a place that, hey, when you take this out, we need to dig a ditch across here for 20 minutes, throw a 24-inch pipe in it to run a pipe in later, or something, whatever, I'm just throwing things out, I'm just trying to think ahead.
How much?
He's coming up Thursday, he thought he was gonna make it last week, but he couldn't.
The engineer?
Yes. So it's not an emergency, it's just something.
No, it needs to be, I think it needs to be prioritized, it needs to be prioritized. I have no idea if that was like that.
Well, there's never been anything there for a while, I guess, but other than there was a
Yeah.
water meter that last,
The way things are moving, I think it'd be smart.
I've always been told, and I don't know this to be true, but I've always been told that somebody from out there ran a line to their house from Union City. Like Mauser Place or Macalista Place or something like that, but nobody knows where it's at.
like a.
I've had somebody,
small-
yeah, like they wanted a water meter at their house and they
Oh, wow.
paid to take it out that way because their well water was no good. But it's probably 40, 50 years ago.
Oh, so they no good or whatever.
Yeah,
I guess they'll find it if it's on when they start digging, huh? But
yeah, I mean,
it ain't nothing known, we had to right just inside the gate going in,
yeah.
just inside the gate going into the storages, we had to cap that for DOT, you know, going
It
east,
makes me think it's that
so.
blank meter back to the house.
I bet it is.
There's nothing feeding it down that I know of.
Well, I'm just saying-
it's all running off of him,
Yeah, could be,
but whenever we brought water in, we did it off of Canadian. But there is a blank meter back there behind that house.
really. It's not coming from us anyway, unless
There ain't
there's
nothing going through it anymore.
no water, no.
But I bet that was the one you're talking about.
Tricky deal. Anyway, I'm just trying to move forward, you know, with figuring out what's gonna cost, I think now would be the time rather than waiting until we need it.
I would make that a
Start
priority.
looking into it. Number 13, Department of Union City Animal Control. That wasn't your neighbor, that wasn't Ryan's neighbor's dog, was it?
With,
The white coyote.
oh, no, unfortunately,
You know where it came from?
oh,
He's in the cattle over there.
yeah, we went from 0 to 4 in one day, unfortunately, but everything's going fine.
Number 14, Streets and Alley.
In town, it's going fine, the rest of it's getting ready to be fun, sounds like. Supposed to start paving any day, any day, and, as you know, they're starting on 152 They are starting, he talked to them, on Mustang side, work to Georgia, right?
Yeah, so they're doing 59th and the water lines. Once all that's done, then they're gonna come in and take out all the drainage, boxes on 152, starting at Clear Springs, working this way. And then after that's done, then they come and mill and pave the highway. He told me that 59th is a roughly 45 day job to pave 59th.
Boy,
They're doing the-
Working harder than they've ever worked before.
They're doing,
Supposed to be a 500 and something odd day job.
Yeah. the
Oh,
whole thing.
yeah.
But, the contractor, the guy I talked to said it was gonna be pushing.
Now,
rain outs and everything else.
are they doing 59th and 152 at the same time?
No, they're doing 59th and the water lines at the same time.
So there's three box extensions they've gotta do, they're gonna do first. And then once that's done, they should be almost completing 59. And then they're gonna like route, like something, maybe, this is what he's telling me the other day. And once them are in, then they'll go into, have it all the way done, and then they'll go in and start cutting. Like by Wilkerson's house, there's two there, but one of them's just a box extension. And the other one's gotta come completely out and make it bigger.
Which means you have to cut that road plumb off, I mean,
Yeah, so he said the first one they're doing is that big one right there,
Banner Road.
inside of, Chisholm Heights Church. Where they're digging there on the,
Yeah.
on the south side, he said that's the first one they're doing. Yeah, I think he said that
Well,
was
'cause-
like 120 feet of highway they gotta cut out.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause Jeff said that low bottom, he's been building the fence and cutting off that corner, doing all that stuff and doing all that, 'cause they're fixing to tear into that one too. He thought they were starting on that this week, but.
Yeah. That's what he told me, the guy told me.
either way, it's what you're saying, it's gonna be a mess.
Yeah, it is gonna be a mess.
Yeah.
Supposedly the detour route's supposed to take everyone to I-40, semis and everything.
So,
Now it'll happen.
with the, have you reached out to Dave about 35-mile-an-hour zones for 89?
Not for 89th, I don't think.
Cause we had that as an agenda item
Mm-hmm.
to ask Dave, and I forgot to ask him. But before they close that and open that, have that 35, that was what the agenda was.
Yep, I remember.
All the way to Banner Road. So people wouldn't get in a big hurry
Try to jump over there and
to
slide
jump
down,
on
yeah.
89 and fly down it.
Which, you know, people coming from Minko will try it. First thing I'd do coming from Minko. Especially if there's no police 5 days in a row.
Figure out that 89th
Don't go
dead
through.
end on the other side of Banner.
Yeah.
A lot of them go the mile. Fly.
And they're stuck in the driveway.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, number 15, Department of Union City Town Clerk Treasurer.
We had auditor on site, her name was Bonnie, so we Bob met her and a few of others. But she did a lot of work while she was here, she took the box of work that I've been doing, so they are making some progress with 2019, 20 to 2000. On the ARPA, we're doing well. Emblem has assigned a gentleman named Josh McClintock to us. He has been communicating with me and getting all of my documents because the person who left, Brent, did not leave him enough. They are going to take care of our reports for April. So everything federal will be done through them, which relieves us of that problem. Other than that, everything else you've got all the financial reports, you've got,
There was a change. Michelle is now able to file with the county for us, instead of having to rely on the auditors.
yes. Budgets once budgets are approved, I can turn those in. I don't have to wait for the auditor to do an, estimate of needs for us anymore.
Alright. Number 15A, OEMA.
So I did reach out to, TJ, and he is willing to be the primary, for, another year, and unless someone else just wants to volunteer, I can handle the as long as TJ is the primary, so if we need to vote on that first, we can. I won't do it unless TJ's the primary.
Okay.
He's liable.
So you're in the loop. This past Friday, there was quite a catastrophe that happened during trash pickup.
Okay.
There were several people in town that did not get their trash taken
Didn't get picked up at all?
at all.
Did they contact you?
No, I haven't heard a word about that.
No?
Um,
Cause I mean,
Friday
I can tell you this much, like, if you contact David, he will turn a truck around and send them right back out here, like, immediately.
They missed mine, but I'm not in the city for it, so.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they,
Yeah,
something.
it sounds like something's wrong,
You know.
yeah.
I fielded several calls on that.
Yeah, if you'll call me in real time, or if you tell those individuals to call me in real time, we can call David. I'd rather them either calling me or calling up here, if it's after hours, they can call me, but I don't want a bunch of people calling David, I don't think that's right, but, he will turn the truck, yeah, but he's good about that, the 2 times I've had to call him on that, he turns the truck around and makes it come back right now, so.
Cool.
About missed trash cans,
Mhm.
last week they missed all that road.
Did they?
That
Okay,
road, they missed Charlie's
Last week
house.
they missed all that road.
okay, I'll call him on that.
Now, I will tell you, one week they missed some, but they always come in the evening, right?
Mhm.
Technically, the deal says to be out by 6 a.m., they did come early one day and missed some.
Yeah, it was like right at like 1:32.
So, people not got it out by law, technically,
Yeah.
not law, but by written, by 6 a.m., you know, if you miss it, then,
Yeah.
and I know they hardly ever come that early, but usually it's, you see them close to dark sometimes.
Yeah.
But,
And I don't know if that's one thing I've never asked them, if they have GPS on their trucks that they can pull up the road.
I'm not saying it is a road, I submit, but I've
Like
seen
on all my
that.
delivery truck, I just one simple click and I can look and I can see where that truck's been throughout the
Yeah.
whole day, and I can see if he missed a street or didn't go to a certain customer.
I asked
that
that
day.
too, that's what I
But-
figured. It was
All right, do I have a
Yeah.
motion on 15A? Make a motion.
Speaking of it, OMA,
Where goes it?
did you already do it, did somebody bring up like free dump days?
No, go ahead and bring that up.
Well, good, I will. Apparently, you know, same old stuff, trailers, sideboards,
Mhm.
somebody's complaining about that today.
Not accepting it.
Mhm.
Anyways, that's all I got.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's my opinion, and I'll go on record to say that it's a game that they play to try to force people to pay. I believe that in my heart, I'll never be able to prove it, I'll never get anybody to admit it, but I'm telling you right now, that I think the bulk of the people that take big trash from all these communities, they use those fine print rules that they won't
To a
give you a
T.
copy of, to a T, knowing that 1 out of 5 will complain, and the other 4 will just write them a check and move on about their day, and
I dump it at the front door and leave.
yeah. But then again, but you also, I mean, I don't mind, my cell phone number, I can trail it to anybody gives it out to, so if that individual will call me in real time,
I did, I told them to call you, I said
And-
you were a big guy.
yeah, and if they'll take a picture, if they can take a picture of their trailer and text that to one of us, so we have that as well, 'cause I love riding that, 'cause it irritates me as well, so.
So I'm gonna take my voicemail, so your numbers, where all them insurance people just call you.
No, no.
Well, what was
No.
our motion?
For TJ.
Primary.
That's primary, and then me is secondary.
I'll second that.
I can't make the
I'll
motion
motion
on
that,
it.
you second it.
Okay.
I motion it.
I'll second it.
Motion is second, all those in favor?
Aye.
The same.
15B, budgets 24-25. Consideration and possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of the budgets for Union City Fire Department, Union City Dispatch General Fund, Union City Municipal Authority, and Union City Police Department. Have y'all looked these over?
So this has to be approved by, I always ask this every year, are we a month early or no?
We're early.
We're early
Yeah.
because Adam, Chief Taylor is going to be gone.
Okay,
So we're trying to accomplish getting any questions answered while he's
Right.
here and that sort of thing. So yes, we're a month early.
It goes into effect July 1st, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, still same effective date, but we'd like for him to be present while you look over his picture.
what dates are you leaving again, Adam?
I leave Saturday and I'll come back on May 25th. And then I'm leaving again for a week in June, which covers the June meeting. I'll be available by phone in June, but not in May.
Last year we got binders.
We got a spaceship copy machine, so
Oh,
I
yeah.
figured I'd try it out this time.
So it stapled these?
Yeah.
Yes.
Makes my one pager look silly, don't it?
I like it.
It's nice and simple.
Speaking of which, David, the auditor said that we need to change yours over to these.
It'd be 12 pages or whatever.
Going through the, what is this program?
QuickBooks?
QuickBooks?
You did?
I took numbers from, in QuickBooks, it's basically the budget, and it puts it all in there, so, and then you can import that over to Excel, and it comes out on the sheet.
That was a lot simpler. No payroll, nothing, you know.
Well, exactly. Let me show you how to do that.
They're all paid because you're guessing.
Well, true, because
You
you
know,
got a
you-
baseline to go off of, you know, and that's the problem, is not looking at the spreadsheet.
But yeah, Taylor's gonna do nothing. It takes 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
Adam, what is SWAC?
Chocolate cup.
Have we gotten in our new radios and stuff yet?
They're waiting on programming, the radio show.
Man, I was ready for them.
Michelle, your, longevity bonus will be $3,175,000.
That ain't fair. How your number you?
Or,
Where are you seeing that
there's
at?
2 decimals on that, on the general fund one.
For my longevity?
Yeah.
Oh, you mean for the budget, it's not my personal longevity,
Yeah,
you mean the
all
whole
in
thing?
general.
Okay.
What a raise for somebody.
Let's see.
What page are you on?
What page is that on, Ryan?
Very last one? Of this one?
Oh, I know, I'm trying to find it. Where
It's
you're.
the biggest number on there.
Cost of,
Well, I have some others. Oh, that page, okay.
Good gravy.
it's got too many zeros. One extra set of zeros.
Oh, I see. You don't wanna approve that?
No.
What?
Scratch it out.
Why are you so hard on me?
I'm doing this for free.
This, you got the first one here, which is what your current year. Is this the proposed budget for next year? So this should be 24, 25 at the top?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
the type of one I am.
Good staples.
Good staples.
Hey Adam, on this profit and loss, it shows your total payroll was $444,099.
Divided by 8.
But then on the working budget shows $777,000.
No, divide, the profit loss you divide by 8, that's what's been spent for the last 8 months.
Okay.
Yep.
Pretty good carryover.
That's a lot. Okay, so if I'm reading this right, you're,
Extra new thoughts?
Not in past like July through March.
Have we got the Mustang cruisers yet?
Any day. They have their new ones in, once theirs is upfitted, then they'll start pushing the other ones out.
So what is the difference between PD repair and maintenance and PD vehicle maintenance and purchasing?
Repair and maintenance for your vehicles or for.
Oh, for the building? Oh, okay.
so right now, we're transferring 45,872 per month from general fund to,
88,500 is what the monthly budget is right now.
oh, I see this here, average. Oh, it's averaging because of the 3 missing months, it's bringing that average down on this line. Excel's lowering that. It's lowering that to 45. This is what you're actually
No,
getting.
so I revised it for this next year, so this is what's being transferred every month.
Right,
Because I had it down here,
okay,
so this is what's being transferred every month.
right, I see that now, okay.
And
And
so
we're
this
wanting
one
it to
is-
go to 96, 88.
Yeah. Cause it's a little less rollover.
Yeah. And that's where I like on the citation revenue, which I don't even see this on your new one.
Because we don't get citation revenue.
Right, but it was on the
So-
23-24 for some reason, but,
So what I did last year is I projected how much revenue we would bring in for the city. I just took that out this year, cause I don't wanna get in a situation where I'm policing for profit,
yeah,
or have the appearance of policing for profit.
yeah, that's what we were
So
trying
it's
to
completely
eliminate.
out. The only thing I
Yeah.
get from citation revenue is, $5 a ticket for training and $10 a ticket for tech fees, that I can use only for training or tech.
And that's what that 500,000 is basically.
Do I know?
And that's what the training fees and tech fees, that
Yeah.
$1,500 you're accounting for.
Yeah.
And then,
God bless you.
the school contract of 51,240, that's what the schools, well, cause Union City's not paying us, correct?
Union City is.
Oh, they are, so that,
Yeah.
so that accounts for all of that? That's not
Yeah,
on the.
Union City's staying at 2,070, and I'm upping Banners to 2,400 a month. And theirs should go to their school board.
That raise is going to their school board for
Yeah.
approval?
Cause it was 1,200, but, we're doing a lot more than $1,200 worth of work for Banner School.
What was the administration's opinion of that? They.
The administration's for it, it's just going to their school board.
Okay.
Cause we're there about 7 hours a day and all extra events, and I feel that's worth a lot more than $1,200 a month.
So if they approve that, you'll be at $4,470 a month coming from the schools.
Yeah, 4,270.
You say $2,400 from Banner, or 2,200? 2,400 from Banner, and you're getting 2,070 from Union City?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 4,470, okay, times 12, 50, so you're getting roughly 53,640.
It might be 22. What's the math of 2,200?
So 2,200 would be 2,270, which is what you have on your line.
Yeah, so it's 22.
2,200?
Yeah.
Okay. So that line is correct now. Okay.
Now, keep in mind, as we go through this, this is a fluid budget, and it can be adjusted.
12 times at least.
Good thing is more for you, but
Yes.
That would be fun.
over 2 weeks, for you.
Yeah.
Just pass another continuing resolution.
The miscellaneous income, is that like the DEA money, that sort of stuff?
No, miscellaneous income is, I mean, anything really, so, like when we have sold Tahoes, that goes to miscellaneous income, like just various things.
Telephones went up $2,000.
That's probably a little low, honestly, but, yeah.
Phones.
A lot of that includes all the iPads too.
So all of your, on the proposed budget, all of the step, raises are figured into your, payroll amount there,
Yeah.
the 830,000?
Yes.
So radio conf equipment, we were at $3,000, we're now at 18,000.
We have a service plan with Oklahoma City now.
How many vehicles do you plan to purchase this year, do you think?
We'll just have to see after we get these two from Mustang. I'm not planning on getting any more right now. With those two, we should be good to hook for a while. That, and I do know GM is supposed to increase their production back to pre-COVID levels by the end of next year, so. But everything's gone up 25%.
So right now, on the current budget that we're in, that we still got 3 months left of, vehicle maintenance and purchasing, you're averaging, according to this, which that's not, well, why it was so expensive in December? Is that because of a vehicle purchase? The 30,000?
That would have been, so October, if you look, was 94, that was when we purchased vehicles. December is when we paid for, upfit.
Okay, I see it. Oh, okay. So the other month would be a good, speculation of about what you've been spending for maintenance, would that be correct?
Honestly, if you take that 165.57 and subtract 115-ish, that'll give you about what was spent on maintenance.
You say 115,000?
Yeah, that's about what it was for the vehicle. And then divide that by 9 and give you a rough monthly number. It's probably around 3,000 or 4,000 a month, just in maintenance.
Not far. And
Would it be beneficial to the city to have somebody down here at this shop doing maintenance all the time?
Get into, we learned this from police and fire, just say I did the brakes, I can do it with my eyes closed,
Yeah.
but then they get in an accident,
We do.
yeah. We used to do all that ourselves with even fire, and, we learned that's a bad one, just because of that only, you know,
Yeah.
So we go to some place that keeps maintenance records of all their work and all that.
The 170,000 for vehicle maintenance proposed for the 2024-25 budget, if I subtract the estimated rough maintenance out of that, which is about 60,000 a year, that leaves 110,000 for the purchasing of new vehicles,
Yeah.
if you do need to replace some. Do you picture that, if you do it, is it gonna be towards the end of the year?
More than likely, yeah, it'll probably be January, February, you know, just based off of when the production is on new vehicles, if we can even get new vehicles by then, but.
Cause I am a proponent of it, of the purchasing of vehicles being in your budget, and part of the money
Yeah.
that we as a community are writing to the PD per month, including enough money for you to cover the purchase of new vehicles. So I'm for that. What I worry about is, again, just our total cost and what this fiscal year is gonna look like. We're strong right now, but, you know, it's an election year, you know, how's that gonna play out tax revenue wise long term? But if you're waiting to spend that money towards the end of the year, then if there needs to be adjustments made between now and then, that's a really big one that you would be able to not do if you had to. So, the current fiscal year that we're in, for those of you that may or may not be aware, so, the general fund, we, write a check out of general fund to the PD for $88,500 each month. And under the proposed budget for 2024-2025, that number would raise to 96,000. So, speed that up times 12, over this fiscal year that we're currently in, we're gonna pay about that $1,062,000. The new amount would be $1,152,000, so it'd be about a $9,000 increase in the amount that we pay PD this next fiscal year.
And that includes that new officer.
Yeah, 'cause he's in-
No budget.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
and that's-
No budget.
He's included, yeah, he's already included that and the step raises in that amount.
plus 5% overages.
Elaborate, what do you mean?
So on payroll, I budget 5% over baseline so that there's plenty of money to cover, you know, any
So right now,
unforeseen
we're paying.
expenses like a vacation time or, you know, comp time, overtime, stuff like that.
This is what he's asking for. This is what he's, yeah, you gotta correct that, 24 to 25. Yeah, this is what they're asking for this next fiscal year and the previous ones, what they currently had. We've been ticking up, I don't have my other ones with me, but it's been about 100 to 150,000 a year. We had obviously a lot of inflation throughout the post-COVID and stuff, but we've been slowly ticking up around that 100,000 mark per year, every year since I've been here. But we made a lot of changes in the beginning, because in the beginning, when I first came on, it was just structured different. We didn't necessarily pay them from the general fund. It all the citation money and all that went straight to the PD budget, and we just didn't like the way that looked as a whole. The money needs to come to general fund, and then we set a budget for the PD. So it doesn't look like they're, you know, what do you call it, ticket for,
Policing for profit.
yeah, policing for profit, you know, and so that was and I think it's been more positive. Plus, what we're trying to do is, similar to the fire department, is getting the police their own budget, so they do have that carryover amount, as you see at the very top. And they are responsible for their own, you know, vehicle purchases and their own vehicle, you know, anything to do with PD comes out of,
Yeah.
you know, their budget and their checking account. And obviously, it's up to the chief to manage that throughout the year. Our job's just to approve or disapprove that amount right there,
Right.
is if we think that's, you know, a fair number based off of what his itemized guess is, which is nothing more than an itemized guess list of what he thinks things are gonna cost this next fiscal year.
I don't
So-
think this old one didn't have that officer that we voted for in it, but.
No, it did not.
So this isn't that bad of an increase when.
No, it's not. I mean, I think he was in line of where it is. It's just tough because we're such a small community, but, unfortunately, back to our previous conversations of, you know, there's nothing we have to do everything out of these freaking tax revenue. We don't have any, like the half-cent sales tax that we have for the fire department. And that's why if we are able to get that, it would take some stress off of us as a board, because, you know, some of that money would be paid for, you know, directly from the tax revenue. But, I mean, you look at the number of officers that we're currently carrying, that's on this back page back here.
Do we have a sales tax for the police department?
No, that's what we're saying.
Fire.
Like, it's just fire only, yeah, which makes it a lot easier to do David's budget, because, you know, it's pretty set in stone, you know, as to what that budget is. And with the police department, we as a community are 100% responsible for making sure that entire thing floats. So, no.
At least a dollar, sorry.
And that's why, and not to be, I would like to have a better understanding of the ticket revenue, because that's obviously not coming out in QuickBooks correctly. I would like to better understand, not because it's like what Gina said, it's not how much tickets we're writing, right? He can give us that number down to the T. It's what we're actually, you know, bringing in, because the amount's over 2 million now, right, that's outstanding.
Sort of. There's been a lot of law changes over all of that.
Yeah.
But basically, you can figure, you know, between people getting on payment plans or people not paying their tickets, whatever we write, so if you look at the report, we wrote like $60,000 in citations. You can figure about half of that's what we're actually
gonna bring in, yeah. And that's why, on this, that's why I was questioning on this line, because this TBR deposit, and forgetting what was the other word? Citation. The citation, right, we're only seeing on this, because I was trying to get an idea, because to keep it really simple, how much do we bring in, what are all these budgets gonna cost, add that up, look at this number, and boom, we can walk out of here tonight. But some of these numbers coming out of QuickBooks still aren't quite right, because they're only giving us the TBR deposit numbers, and we're not getting any citation.
This one right here says $60,036.
What page are you on?
That's what was written.
That's what was written, yeah.
That's what was written.
Yeah, that's not what we actually collect.
Yeah,
That's,
well, I'm just saying, I mean, that's, just
Yeah.
kind of put it in perspective.
yeah, it's a sad truth, that half of the work our PD does.
Are we trying to get that hash down on the?
And we're up
on
to
the ballot?
45% in citations.
Okay.
I don't see anything in here, I just say,
No, there's nothing jumping out at me, it's all pretty kosher.
you know,
Good job.
I like numbers. It's just a lot of
y'all
money.
wanna roll into, do y'all wanna roll into the other budgets
Don't
tomorrow
roll it,
at the same time, or you
I'm-
gotta do it again?
I'm comfortable with coming back again personally, if I have any more questions for Adam, I can ask him by Friday, but I mean, I don't see anything jumping, Tom, do you see anything jumping out at you?
The bottom line is if the general fund is flush, at the end of the day, then all the other budgets are too as well. I mean, it's because everything is fed from the general fund,
But,
except municipal.
the thing we have to just continue to remember is payroll and pensions are the two biggest lines on that entire page, and, you know, we wanna be competitive, and we obviously gave a large raise earlier in the year to be competitive and to get,
Still lost one,
huh?
still lost one.
Yeah,
Two
it-
wages.
But that's the two biggest lines, and it does worry me, you know, long-term with our current income of maintaining that, and that's why, to me, some of that going on outside there with the new businesses and some of that's just important to help us offset some of these continued increases in cost, but I don't have any more questions for Adam, and everything else is gonna be relatively simple for the most part, other than just adding stuff up, so if y'all are okay with tabling it until the next meeting, we can probably knock.
What do you think, Ryan?
You won't be here.
Yeah, well, no. Yeah, but we've already hashed most of his stuff out,
All I can say is if you want me to make changes, better do it before Friday.
Yeah. I don't,
We wanna cut it by 30%.
That ain't happening by Friday.
I mean, my only comment is that like Bob says, it's fluid, I mean, we're gonna, you know,
Yeah.
it's a lot of freaking money, and it continues to go up every year, it's a big expense for us as a community to keep the PD rolling, but, at the end of the day, we can currently afford this. I haven't looked at the other budgets, we'll add them all up, but, Adam just has to know that it's fluid, and if we had to make a change later in the year, we would have to do that unfortunately, but if he waits till the end, towards the end of the fiscal year to do the vehicle purchases, then
There's enough cushion in
that's
there.
a $110,000 right there, you know?
Let me ask you this, Adam, if we had to come in here and we had to pull back the reins a little bit in the future, where would you make that decision?
I mean, it just depends, so, I mean, right now I haven't filled a police officer position. I hate to do that to everyone, but, you know, if push comes to shove, right now, that's what I would do.
So,
I just wouldn't
did you
fill it.
lose the one officer after we
So-
approved for the new one to be
So we
hired?
gave a contingent offer to one guy and he filled the site, so that one that was approved several months ago still hasn't been filled, and then I've got one leaving for more money,
Okay.
so I'll have to fill that one.
Where did I get that spike?
So that's the water.
I think all politicians should have that spike.
Just don't sit like this.
Yeah.
But there's enough cushion built in where, I mean, honestly, there's not a lot of cuts that would have to be made.
Okay.
Unless our tax
So-
revenue was like in the negatives, I don't foresee that
If
happening.
anybody has more questions pop up, try to ask Adam before Friday.
Yep.
Anybody else have any questions, more questions? No?
that rollover amount kind of been what's average over the last?
Well, it's brand new for us, so last year was our first rollover, wasn't it? Last year? or the year
No,
before?
there was a little bit the year before that, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a lot. Last year I rolled over 266,000,
And,
and then this year it'll probably be around 215.
So basically, before, there was no rollover.
Mhm.
And if they got in a sticky situation,
We did make payroll one time about
Yeah.
4 years ago, 5 years
Yeah.
ago.
so now we're doing rollover, giving them money each month and let that money roll over and it builds up their account.
we would love to see down the road where fire department has a couple mil and police department has a couple mil, and we're just approving, you know,
Yeah.
these fair numbers, and they're managing that rollover, you know?
Yeah.
I personally, I mean, COVID was an example of like stuff you know, we couldn't predict, but in a perfect world, his rollover should be increasing every year if he's doing his job. But, and when we do get extra grant money or extra things, and we need to try to slip in a larger purchase in there for,
His rollover funds.
should be expanded, yes,
Not
correct.
necessarily the rollover for each year.
Yeah, but the rollover fund, yeah, correct, yeah,
Should be.
should be increasing each year, but then if you have a bad year, 2 bad years, that's your cushion, like, that's the part where, you know, they can continue business as usual
Yeah.
Well,
without.
like for instance, last year, we did a budget amendment last year, so last year I budgeted for like, I don't remember, say $180,000 of rollover funds to be used for the budget, well, I need to buy a car, so had a budget amendment done where I added it to 200,000 to cover that, instead of just dipping into the rollover funds, to cover an expense that was needed.
And we purchased the 2 police cars. I mean, if you look at last year's budget, we had 200,000 in vehicle maintenance and vehicle purchasing budgeted into there, which he did end up spending,
160.
yeah, whatever that, yeah.
But I got
90.
35 still pending
Yeah,
out of, for Mustangs, so
Yeah.
it'll be about right on.
yeah. So, you know,
Mhm.
I have a Mustang question. Will the vehicles coming from Mustang already have radios that you need in it?
No, it'll have everything but radio.
Or a different system. And they take them
No,
out. Oh, they take them out.
Yeah, they take them out, but they're on the same.
Oh, they don't go see? I thought they were on, student nurse. Oh, I see.
All right. Well, that's table 15B.
You got to look at the others?
huh?
You need to look at the other budget? I mean, but that way we can make changes to it and over.
We can, I'm not in a hurry. I don't, it's up to you guys, anybody wants to.
I've done enough emergency meetings for the past month, I don't know. Number 16, Department of Union City Human Resources,
Nothing.
no action. 16A, Paycom,
Okay, so, I think you guys are all aware, Gina has mentioned on her side that we're losing the program we used to do water billing. The same company does payroll. So, I have to find a payroll company, whether we want to or not, because it will end. He's already started he's not quite as hands-on as he was, he's kind of backed off from things. So, under Paycom, I looked at Paycom, I looked at Paychex, and I looked at QuickBooks. QuickBooks we're already using, outrageously expensive for very few products. So, like, you've gotta pay for all kinds of things with QuickBooks, so they were a no for me. Paychex, they were a pretty good deal, but they stood me up on meetings twice. I haven't been able to get a hold of them, and then today, they called me right at 4:30. After I had requested repeatedly for a price breakdown for this meeting, because I'm presenting, they never got it to me because they're so busy wanting to show demos and try to convince you of things. So that led me to Paycom. Paycom, in your packet, actually sent me a price breakdown. This green and white page looks like this. It has everything we need and then some, basically, for a pretty decent price. I broke it all down on there for you. They do HR and they do payroll. They have their own, right now we're using When I Work. They have their own, so that'll go away and will just be all encased in their program. How it will work is, okay. How it will work is, employees will use their cell phones or computers to log in and out. That information is gonna go directly to Paycom. Then, when it comes payroll time, Paycom confirms all of it, and then we send it through okay, then they produce the paychecks, direct deposits, everything. It doesn't come through here. It just goes directly to your bank account. Then, they produce the taxes, the state taxes, the federal taxes. It all gets recorded, OKTAP, OESC, all of it gets recorded by them. And then at the end of the year, they produce W-2s. And they send them out to each employee, which led me to, on my budget, nobody really saw it, I guess, or asked about it. I presented that we're no longer doing 50/50 in payroll. And the reason for that is all of these that I've checked on, they're gonna charge us per W-2. If we're doing 50/50, he gets extra, she gets extra, I get extra, Jamie gets extra, we're paying extra. So and David and Hunter. So if we stop with 50/50, I have it broke down in my budget to show who's gonna be municipal and who is going to be general. And we're gonna just stay in those lanes, and it'll just be one W-2 to each one of us instead of doubling. So that will help keep costs down as well. On the HR side, they do garnishments, they do, any changes that need to be made as far as the structure of each individual employee, health insurance, personnel policies, dental insurance, all of the insurances are all taken care of in Paycom. So Paycom is who I wanna go with. My main point is it's in my budget already to afford them. It's already budgeted in. No longer 50/50, that keeps it down on a lower scale, and we no longer have payroll as of December 2025. So we have to make a decision at some point. It sounds far away, but not when you think about how payroll works. If we start now, we're gonna finish up this fiscal year doing the 50/50 split, and we're gonna be the ones who end up doing a lot of.
So if we go with Paycom,
Yeah,
we still have to find another company for what Gina's wanting done, right?
yeah, water is, yeah. they
Is
don't
there
do
any
water.
other company that does both?
There is, Sequoia, Icon does both, yeah, but,
So if you figure up the cost of what's gonna cost us to do the water, plus Paycom, does that cost less than Icon?
exactly. But, the other thing is with Icon, we would still have to go through with When I Work. They don't have all of the items that Paycom that focuses just on this
General fund,
does.
this tax
Now, I
year.
can go the other way, I can go where we've ran into using the same company now, and now we're both having to scramble to find.
Well, I don't think I'm gonna use that.
She's saying it's expensive, she's not wanting to go with the
That's the fire
Icon.
department, but it is.
What's the guy's name that does it now?
Jack Brown.
Yeah.
The guys do
Yeah,
that.
go right ahead.
Does the payroll.
I also wanna chime in on the Paycom front. I'm familiar with them on a business level, cause I did work for a small company that used them for their payroll and HR. And I will say, as a guy who does a lot of tech stuff with a lot of vendors over the years, having a local presence is well worth even a higher price tag that ends up being that way, because they're right here in Oklahoma City.
And if we don't get it, if we don't like it, we take it out of his paycheck.
But you don't have to decide tonight, because I don't have a contract with them.
Which line is the HR now?
That's not what my contract, that's municipal.
What's the?
In my budget, pull my budget. In my budget, it is under, I budgeted it in under dues and subscriptions. It's about, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 down, 9 down. It's budgeted into dues and subscriptions.
But here's the deal, if we hire somebody.
Yearly, monthly, they're gonna be about 1,783.
They're liable.
So I rolled it up to 2,000.
I mean, you're paying
Pay
for,
yeah.
You're paying for
I mean,
insurance.
they gave me and I just went through and, did the math on it, because we do have. And I even budgeted up to 34 employees, and we do not have 34 employees. But I moved it up to 34 because I wanted to inflate that, so I could have that cushion as well, for anything that happens.
What page is that right now?
so when do you need to know this?
Not yet.
Okay.
What my goal is for us to start the no 50/50 with the new program at least before Jack leaves. So I'm looking, if we're gonna have to finish out this physical year 50/50, that's fine. But I plan to stop that 50/50 July 1st, even if we still have Jack.
Okay.
So we can start getting that path laid out.
Can you get us all the stuff together for payroll or paycom by the next deal?
Yeah, they're pretty good at, like, I can try to get a contract from them, is that what you mean?
So probably with the account manager out.
Yeah, I also have demos I can email to you.
The company I work for uses Paycom, and it houses everything, just personnel discussions, write-ups,
I budgeted up to
applications,
about 4,000, because I also
obviously your
budgeted
clocking
extra
out,
employees.
and an employee can't clock in and out
And
on
when
the
you
phone.
do the math,
You can't clock in at home and
monthly, it's
come to
gonna
work.
be about
You can only do that on the computer.
1,783, based
But,
on all the
I mean,
math that I
they
did.
handle it all.
And so I budgeted, that's
But
what
I
extra
don't-
employees.
But I don't, what's the cost just for payroll? And they screw something up.
Oh,
Then they tear that check up, I don't know what they check.
That number will be
no,
Breaking
Well,
down,
45,
because you wouldn't
76.
notice that issue until
no, that's
months
the
down the
pay
road.
car, that's
Like,
pay
we
car.
paid thousands
Payroll is over here,
for the previous.
where I gave it 34 employees, direct deposit is a baseline, so baseline. And then it's gonna be 30 cents a paycheck.
Sounds like, Sue?
31.
No, to catch up.
Yeah, because I plan on him hiring somebody in
With all of that,
Before we got
came out to that
Yeah.
price.
per month with
We
everything.
caught it
This is
before
everything.
they did.
So here, we've got 524, 75.
Like overtime or
And
daily
then on the
service.
front page, and if you need to, I broke it down a lot better. See, I wrote next to them what they are, so you can clearly.
But it costs.
So it's about,
No, out of our high.
through Paycom, it comes to this line.
I remember right.
Dues and subscriptions here, of that monthly cost right there, this much is Paycom.
Because it wasn't being
She
added away.
budgeted for 34 employees
How much is
for a
that
long
per
time.
person?
At 34 employees,
Overpaying in taxes.
yeah.
It was a nightmare.
Still got it.
$52 a month per employee.
Run table 16A.
Of course, I'm small,
So
so.
based on the numbers she just gave and then going, it's like $52.50 an employee per month. With Paycom.
Okay. Number 17, Department of City Payroll.
But what was the name of the company you said?
Alliant.
Alliant is who he uses with his company.
ALLIA.
Yeah, I'll get you the info, I'll stop by our office and.
Are they a local company?
Yeah, they're up on the city,
Okay.
And
and they do the HR and everything, which like to take on, but.
Okay,
Do they have like
Now,
online apps?
My price is higher than that, but I'm small, I don't have 34 people, so.
and they do the logging in and out of when you're working and
I
and
think
it
they can do
directly.
it, I think they can do it all,
Okay,
yeah.
Just another
If
option.
you just wanna get it to me, I'll
Yeah,
give
it's worth
them a call
comparing.
and see what they got to say.
I always have good luck with them, anytime there's garnishments or what have you, they take care of all that.
Okay,
Um,
the garnishment That's the least of my worries. We have one.
Number 17, Department of Union City Payroll.
Nothing to report.
No action.
Do the employees have anything to report?
I think we did.
Good.
Number 18, Department of Union City Office Manager.
No report.
Sales tax and use tax is down, boys.
Yeah, the taxes hadn't actually hit, but I emailed my buddy, and that's what he sent me, and in that email, it said all of the oil field taxes statewide were all down.
It's an election year, so it'll get worse before it gets better, but I got high hopes for January 1.
Still higher than what we had in the past, but not as big.
Where's that really going, that's right.
Could be the greatest 4 years of my life, if things go right.
Oh, the OG&E lady, did she figure out anything on the use tax?
She did call me, somebody's called me about the, OG&E, you know, figuring out why they're not here, and she can't find an answer, so she says she's still working on that. She thinks that never should have been a thing, but,
The new business?
no, but like, when they made him look at CK. Yeah, she, to her understanding, they still have, you know, what's their area and blah, blah, blah. I don't know. This is what she called me, told me all that. Asked some questions. That's why Teresa called the other day when I was on the phone with her.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering, if they figured out that use tax, like it's going to West End,
Yeah, that's
Yukon
something she's supposedly working on too, she said.
and, Oklahoma City, for like Banner Road area, because of the zip code.
I'm sure El Reno gets a pile, Mustang gets a pile, Oklahoma City
Well, I
gets a pile.
submitted a map to the tax commission, and they know what areas are.
But do they care? Oh, do you think they're helping us, or do you think they're?
I do.
Crazy, that's not more cut and dry than it is.
Yeah.
It drives me nuts.
Alright, number 18, resolution 23-2407, consideration of possible approval, denial, amendment, revision, or acceptance of municipal road drilling activities grant. What's your thoughts, Tom?
I've reviewed it, looks good to me.
The only thing that I was worried about is where it talks about, on the first page, about the city's gonna pay, and in the grant that I submitted, there's the agreement between county and saying they're gonna pay that
Yeah.
25%.
Yeah.
Cause I even called, David Anderson, and he said, oh, don't worry, they know, so I just didn't like that. I've called that lady and left her a message, I've called her multiple times.
Yeah.
And I want to verify that that's the case before we move
I
forward
think
after
you need to
that.
do that. I agree that that's, I mean, that was the deal that Dave came in and pitched when
And
we
I
talked.
That's
submitted
the
it that way.
paperwork
I mean, in
submitted.
the grant application, it says right there that we've agreed, and that's been already, you know, at the county posted, that they're gonna do that, so I was really confused when I got that. I'm like, I don't understand this. Yeah, so it's, I'll keep continuing till I get, I'm gonna get her to email me that part
that's-
before we move forward.
Yeah, but Dave's funding the 25%.
Yes, and I've talked to him multiple times. He was gonna come tonight, but he said he couldn't make it. He said, please affirm that, you know, reassure them. And I said, well, I will tell them what you said. So I said, you know, I told him that was making me nervous.
Just so we take it for next year.
Yeah,
But if I hadn't submitted that
Just
agreement that they were paying it,
We're supposed to,
the deadline though is, to submit this is when? The approval line was dated like the first week in May or something. I'm not remember.
and it says here too, they want this done, you know, within a year. They want it completed, so that's,
No, I meant I thought we had to submit this resolution by a date certain. Maybe I was misreading. No, maybe not. Let's see it.
But I was thought if we could get it signed, I was holding on to it until I talked to her. And then,
Yeah, I would put it.
That's that monthly, you know, we'll have to break down what she was talking about, how it was in our packet. My fault.
Can we
You can,
vote it,
you can
and then
vote.
I only come down and sign it once?
Once that's clarified, you can vote on it approving it with the proviso that the 25% project expenses are to be paid by Dave Anderson. You can have a motion.
You don't wanna say the word proviso?
No, I don't even know if that's in my vocabulary.
I forgot to ask you earlier, did DEQ approve the stuff down there yet?
Oh, we just got that, yes.
You did, so when
Sorry.
can you move along on that?
He's coming up Thursday to go over that as well, and then we're
Okay.
gonna put it out for bid.
Okay.
Ultimately, you'll have to make a decision, you know.
I make a motion that we approve resolution number 23-24-07, provided that David Anderson and Canadian County pays the 25% project cost.
You like it, Tom?
Yeah.
I'll second it.
Yeah, you
Motion
said
and
first.
second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So, with all the construction work going on around here, when I get a speeding ticket in the construction zone, I've always heard it's double. Does that money go to the town, or does that money get
So-
split? What happens there?
The way ours works, it's not technically double, it's a flat fee, whether you're going 5 over or you're going 25 over, it's still $389.
So it's not a regular ticket cost, it's just a more
Why
expensive
is
ticket
that so
cost.
slow?
So if you're gonna feed, go on and do it.
Huh?
If you're gonna feed, you might as well just do it.
Don't just.
No,
move.
my,
really need to
my
slow
insurance
down.
guy says otherwise.
There's a checkbox that says construction zone, so it gets reported to
Yeah, my insurance
DES
will say otherwise.
construction zone.
You need to make sure you slow down before you get the Minko's up. They'll get you.
I'm just an opportunistic kind of guy.
$240.
Probably better ways to donate to the city, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, number 19, Portland Union City Court Clerk.
nothing else that went in my report.
Do you have anything to say, or we're smiling? All right, number 20, Mayor and Trustees reports. No reports on anybody? Number 21, executive session, no action. Number 22, adjournment of executive session, no action. Number 23, new business.
I will, more FYI, but ODOT and the construction company are both officing in the building right here by the storages, Jacob Johnson's. If you ever have a question or something, they're there in that office. So,
Okay.
just FYI.
Number 24, Ryan Dawson.
Make a motion to adjourn.
No,
Hold
we're
up.
good, no, we're good, go ahead. I can ask him in a minute. I was just curious about that land that got purchased over here, if we ever found out who purchased it, or what.
Woman.
Oh, yeah.
It's all in
Huh.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second that, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion approved.
4 minutes on. You said